Before we begin our podcast, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For Cass, it's the Borragagal people, and for Hayley, it's the Dharawal people.
All right, let's do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, the background brings out the blue in my eyes.
I
or the
wanted
red in my eyes.
sparkly.
Why not?
Why not?
Why
I love
not?
a little bit of sparkle.
A little bit of sparkle in one's life is great. Okay, hang on a minute. I have an itchy ear.
Riveting. Please tell us more.
No, that's if your ear gets hot. That means someone's talking about you.
Yeah. Yes.
Wonder what itchy ear signifies.
Stay off the crack.
Make no promises. I just took some cannabis oil.
I know itchy hands is like you're gonna get money or spend
Okay.
money.
My understanding is, and please feel free for anyone to correct me if I'm wrong, if your left hand is itchy, it means money's coming in. And if your right hand is itchy, it means money's going out.
Oh,
Or vice versa. But yeah, one's incoming and one's outgoing.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Did you tell me or did somebody else? Did I hear it somewhere else? Oh, I heard it somewhere else. So apparently if your nose starts to itch, it means that you're going to be angry soon. As somebody who touches their face a lot,
Before
why am I not just
pancreas.
constant? Why aren't I just
Yeah.
living in a state of anger?
I don't know.
I mean, I get
Maybe
TikTok.
you are, but because you live in that, it's just your baseline.
Mm.
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm kind of joyful and jolly,
Just a pleasant surprise, really.
if this is what I'm like when I'm angry, it's great, itchy nose.
Starting to get angry.
If this is what I'm like when I'm angry, imagine if I'm happy.
You're
I'd be
screaming and we can't
unbearable.
hear you.
I would be unbearable. Ah,
Interesting.
Anyway. Welcome to Drag Me Out. My name is Cass, and you are.
Hayley, same as last week.
We didn't do an episode last week.
The week before.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And welcome to Drag Me Out. We're going to talk our usual shit. We're going to talk non-usual shit. I'm actually going to say I finally remembered this after 55, whatever it is, episodes. For those of you who are on YouTube, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit the bell for notification. Ding,
Ding.
ding.
We don't post that much, so it's not very annoying.
No, that's true. Very true. You're welcome. Yeah. So, what's happening in your world?
So, my husband got a new job.
Bless.
Which is technically his old job, but a better position. So going back to the same place, but
Nice.
higher position, a little bit more flexible. Maybe Monday to Friday. So that's nice. It's different. It's unusual.
It is. Yes.
Um,
Salamat datang, Made. Yeah, business class.
I have stopped paying my HEX debt.
As in, you finished it?
So I did the calculator
Yep.
of like how much HEX versus tax, and I've almost paid it off. So I was like, you know what? I'll just cancel it, and whatever my tax return is, that should pay the last chunk of it off.
So you're going to get extra dollars.
I've been getting extra dollars. It only took a couple of days, and my first pay went through, and it's a lot.
How does that make you feel?
Like good, but it just goes to bills anyway. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, but that's not
think
the money that you already earmarked for bills. So you're going to have extra. Yeah, well on you.
Yeah. Well, I think anyone who has HEX debt should know this, and I feel that I only found this out probably about a year ago because it's kind of like HEX debt's kind of that thing that just hangs out. Like you don't see it, you automatically pay it out of your pay, so it doesn't really because you just see it as tax. It doesn't come up as a separate charge on
Right.
your payslip, because at the end it calculates how much you've earned / percentage that you need to pay off.
Right.
So they hold on to it, and then at that end of tax year, they'll take it off your HECS debt. But what the government do, the fuckers, is they index it every year. Last year, it was the highest. It was 7.4%, I want to say. And previous years, it's been around the 3.5% mark. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's like 100% increase.
So what if for any advice, if you just started uni or whatever, if you finished uni and you're still paying your HECS debt, instead of paying it off per pay, get that money back and then pay that physically, because it comes off incrementally if you do it throughout the year. And then when you get indexed, it's not going to be as much, if
Right.
that makes sense. So I probably would have paid it off a couple of years ago if I started doing that myself, but it does require discipline, because then it does require you to actually take it out of your pay. But like, that's what really pisses me off, is they index it right before you do your taxes. I'm like, if you have HECS debt, then give us 2 months and go, you must do your taxes by this date. Otherwise, we're going to index it. Don't
Yeah,
do it
fair.
before we can do our taxes. Like,
Yeah, that's not fair.
who are you? The guy
The
who
government.
fucking brought the HECS debt in, he got free uni.
Yeah.
What a cum rag. I could have used another word, but I chose that one.
No, fair. No, fair, 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 fair. But you're getting extra money now.
I am getting extra money. That is nice. Different.
Yeah, it's different. It's unusual for you.
Very unusual.
Because hasn't it been basically the whole time we've known each other, you've had HECS?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I studied while we were working as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I did another degree.
Well done you.
I think
And look at where you are now.
yeah. I'm not
With
using
me.
either of
Yeah.
them.
Exactly. I didn't do
Waste of
I didn't do
fucking
any
money.
I didn't do any uni education in here. We both are on this podcast, so there you go.
And we're talking about HECS debt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I said, I don't know if I mentioned it last fortnight, but I said I was on a no spend for 3 months.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So we started on the 15th of February.
Yep.
And I know that because we went out on the 14th. So I was like making sure it's the day after.
Yep.
I failed. However, necessary. So I had to buy, well, I didn't have to buy, but I had some cash in my bag that was like emergency funds. Like if I want to use it, I would use it to buy myself something at work for lunch or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
And I
Yep.
had some money, and I bought like a tripod to hold my phone to play this game. Anyway, long story. It was $13.
For your
It was from
for your
Bunnings.
OnlyFans. Yeah, sure.
Yes, from feet. Subscribe. Give me money. I went to Bunnings. It was only $13. I walked straight to the section that it was in. I grabbed it. I walked out. I thought that was a pretty good effort from me from Bunnings.
That's discipline, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I did have to buy, we've got a birthday party tomorrow, so I had to buy a present for somebody. And then obviously Easter's coming up. So I did the Easter shopping, and that's done. So I spent a little bit of extra money, but it's kind of necessary. Easter.
Right.
So I almost lasted a month. I thought that was pretty good. That's pretty good. I bet you haven't gone a month without spending, because I'd see a nice new shiny microphone in front of you.
That's because the other one, as it turns out, wasn't working. So deductible. I've gone times without spending.
Yeah, I'm not saying you haven't. I'm just saying
I've gone like a month without spending.
it's more like I haven't actually sat down and gone, okay, no spending. It's just if it's a month's gone by and I haven't spent, it's because I haven't wanted anything.
Mm.
So it's hard. It is hard. Like just to buy extra things, like you kind of like, oh well, I can't get that. Oh, I can't
See,
get that.
that's the downside of being able to buy on the interwebs.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
canceled all our Amazon stuff. Like no Amazon deliveries get delivered to me, and it makes me sad because I used to look forward to them. But I've canceled everything.
My wife does this, right? If we have a week where nothing gets delivered, she just kind of like looks at me and goes, "Is it all delayed?" I'm like, I haven't bought anything. And she's like, are you okay? Is everything fine? I'm like, yeah, I haven't wanted anything this week. But it's just the way she goes, nothing's been delivered this week except for the groceries. And,
Mm.
and she's like, nothing's been delivered this week. And I'm like, no. She's like, is it delayed? I'm like, no.
Did the earthquake delay it? Speaking of which, did
Didn't
you
feel
feel
it.
that? No, I didn't feel it. I was sleeping.
No. I was talking to my mum about it today.
Happy birthday, Gloria.
Happy birthday, Gloria. We love you. I was talking to my mum about it and she goes, did you feel it? And I went, well, no, not what we, because it was like only maybe, was it like a 2.61 or something? And now, so it's at the Blue Mountains or whatever it is, which is like 100 clicks from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a 2.6, what are the chances of feeling it where I live? Like,
Well,
and so I
don't
said,
you feel the aftershock? Isn't it the aftershock that you feel, not the
well, if
actual
there
earthquake?
was, we didn't feel it.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so she said, oh no, you probably would have felt it because such and such felt it at blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Didn't feel it. I'll tell you an interesting story though. So years and years and years, like over 30 years ago, 35 maybe, there was a massive earthquake that hit Newcastle.
My grandmother and her sister were at the shops in Newcastle when that
Oh,
happened.
for reals?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that killed people and it was
Yeah.
it damaged a lot of the Newcastle area. So my auntie lent us her car at the time. We needed to use it for a day or two. And so we were taking it back to her house and I was maybe 15, 14, 15. And I kind of went to my mum because it was like a nowhere area. And I went, can I drive the car? And she goes, okay. I get in the car and I'm driving it. And as we're driving, she says to me, she goes, are you going to keep the car on the road? And I'm like, it's not me. And so by the time we actually get to my auntie's house, because we forgot to change over, so my mum copped the lecture from my auntie as well. She goes, didn't you feel the earthquake? Now, how far is Newcastle from here? Like 250, nearly 300 Ks?
Mm.
About it's a 2.5, nearly 3 hour drive from where we were living at the time. So it was actually to the point where it had forced the car to shake violently on the road, and my mum thought it was me.
Right.
Like all the way down near Liverpool from like Newcastle. Like that's a long way.
And that would be more aftershock than it would be.
Yeah, but that earthquake was fucking huge. But and Melbourne's been experiencing a few over the last 6 months. But like we normally don't experience that stuff because of the tectonic plate.
Plates, correct. Good work. School.
Thank you. Because of the plate that we're on. Because we're not
Instead
even
of breaking.
volcanic.
No.
Yeah, we're not even volcanic. So I learned that too. I paid attention in schools and stuff. Actually, we probably learn a lot of it from YouTube, but
Mostly.
and part of the reason why I know some other stuff is because the new season of one of my favorite shows on Netflix, Somebody Feed Phil, is on, and he was in Sweden, and there is a place that you go to where the water is so cold that you have to like basically put you put the scuba thing around, and then you've got to tie this thing around your neck as well to make sure no cold water gets in. And then you put this thing in and you go into the water, and it's the only place in the world that you can actually, and they're not very far apart, where you can touch two separate tectonic plates. It's not that deep or anything. Like you're only going down about maybe 3 or 4 meters and you can touch two separate tectonic plates.
No, pass. Hard pass. Thank you. That's just you just.
No,
asked
I
us for
know
trouble.
you've got a water thing, but like it's kind of fascinating. I
Not
would
even
love
that.
to.
It seems like a stupid thing to do. It's like the people who go and visit volcanoes and then when they go off, they're immediately surprised by it.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
But like, I like a swim.
Like, but if
I'd
they
probably
start,
freak out at the idea of touching two separate tectonic plates. They're only like a meter apart, not even.
but if they like start moving, you could get sucked in down, just go straight down.
Yeah, but you're not going to know. You're just gone. Like,
Well, drowning's pretty painful.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like he didn't actually manage to do it because he was freaking out a bit because the thing that they put around to keep the wetsuit nice and tight so no water going was almost choking him. because they put it on a little bit. So he was just like, yeah, I'm out. But I think
Mm.
the person he went with, maybe his wife, I can't remember. She did it. So there's a part of me that would want to do that, but I don't think I want, like, I don't think I would want to do it in water. It's like at the same time, I'd like to go to the San Andreas Fault, but I don't know if I do.
This just seems like stupid white people shit.
I'm a stupid white person, so it's right up my alley.
Yeah, no. If I can avoid, if stuff happens to me by chance, okay.
But if you can
That's
avoid
fate.
voluntarily going to great opening chasm things, you're going to
Correct.
avoid it.
Yeah.
Fair, fair, fair.
Self-preservation kicks in and
Yeah,
no.
100%. So what else happened to you this week and last week? Saving money.
No, saving money, paying off debt, getting rid of shit, selling lots of stuff. My brother actually told my father that I got a job in part-time sales and I work from home for 3 days. And my dad calls me and he's like, "Did you get a new job?" I said, "No. What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Oh, your brother told me you're working in sales." I'm like, "Facebook Marketplace," which can fuck off, by the way. Like the amount of people that sell prohibited things, and then I'm trying to sell currency. Apparently, you're not allowed to do that.
What?
Yeah, you can't sell currency on Facebook Marketplace.
I think I kind of understand why.
I do and I don't.
Because it's legal tender.
But yeah, but what does that mean?
Well, it's like if you want to sell a $50 note for 100, like it's like scalping. I don't know. I think I kind of, I don't, you know what? I'll just shut up now.
Look, I can safely say I know a lot more about coins than you do. I did find out that you're not allowed to send money through the mail.
Hmm.
Didn't know that was a thing.
You know, money's still federal, even though it's in your wallet and
Yeah.
in your pocket, it still belongs to the government.
Yeah. Because you
That's
can
why it's
still,
illegal to deface it.
with all the currency that I do have, I can still go to the bank and
Yeah.
change it for whatever I need, but I only obviously get face value for it.
That's why you got to go to like coin collection places and stuff. I think they have like a license to deal.
Yeah. Um, there's ways around it, and I've been getting on ways around it, but it's just getting annoying because Facebook Marketplace keep taking out my shit.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Girls
So
just trying to make a buck with a buck.
kind of
How dare you?
I'm more just trying to get rid of it as
Mm.
opposed to making money. The money's nice, don't get me wrong, but
Next minute, cut to Haley at a coin and stamp fair. I can see the look on your face like you've thought about it.
I inquired, but
Uh-huh.
the reason I inquired is because anyone on that page who does like coins would flag and would message me and be like, "Hey, you have coins? I'm interested in coins. I like coins." And they're local. So like they're in the
Right.
area.
Right.
I am not. No, you know what? I'm not going to say that because I probably will end up going just to get rid of the shit that I have. I don't want to value it. I just want to get rid of it.
Yeah, Haley's going to get herself a little stall at the local coin and stamp fair. Geek Fest 2024. Here comes Haley.
I was more gonna do like a broader range to get rid of more stuff. So just do a fair, just go to like because we have markets around here all the
You're going to
time.
do like a flea market or something?
Yeah, I'm not. I think we do the last Sunday of every month. I think is the markets down here. They used to do them every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And I've had a table there before, and I've helped other people have tables there before. But the turnout's not great, so I think they reduced it.
Yeah, but you would still have you would have your area and then other areas because you've got a couple of decent named suburbs around you that would actually have trash and treasure markets.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
There was actually one down the road, but it looked like it was like those old church ladies with their doilies and their knitted socks and stuff.
We used to call them the Cranky Women's Association.
Is that not what they're called?
No, it's the CWA. It's the Country Women's Association. But they always look so fucking miserable that we used to call them the Cranky Women's Association.
Yeah,
You know what? Dying art form. God bless them. Cranky Women's Association are responsible for like the cake stalls and stuff at the cake things at the Easter show.
Mhm.
That's all CWA. I had an ex who was into baking and doing all of that, who I'm going to give a kudos, actually won quite a few ribbons from the Easter show, but that shit is militant. It's rigged. It is very, very, like when I say militant, it's precise. Like when you're doing a scone, the dimensions have to be exactly as they want so you can enter them. And if you're doing things like brownies and whatnot, and you're cutting them, they have to be very, very specific to how long they've got to be, how wide they've got to be, how high, like all of that. And if you get one of them wrong, you're basically blackballed from fucking the Easter show shit.
Who knew?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like baking mafia.
Yeah, it's like we learned this whole new, like there was the puzzle people, there's the underground coin people. I don't have to
Cranky
deal with
Women's
model trains
Association.
anymore. Sold them
I
all.
saw that. I saw that. They're fucking freaks, man. So good thing you got them
And
said and done.
well, what we do say about model train people is at least something keeps them off the sex offender registry. So,
Or they use it to groom.
no, but it's only old people that collect
Yeah, come see my
model
trains. Come see my trains.
So I immediately removed myself from anything train related on my Facebook, so I'd stop getting any sort of notifications. But yes, what are we doing? Selling shit, paying off shit. It's been 6 months since we moved in here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't know that until my realtor sent me a text message being like, "Oh, it's been 6 months," and I'm like, "Oh, is it? Okay, cool."
Wow.
Fun facts. Thanks, Jamie.
Wow. Gee, a lot's happened, eh?
So much. What about you? Besides work, work's boring.
Okay, so I got my passport.
Oh, finally.
Yeah. Registered post now. Last time it was regular post. It's now registered post. Took nearly 3 weeks, which is standard. But here's the thing. So my wife got her passport too. Which is great. That's fantastic. So if we wanted to run away to another country today, we could have. But here's the thing. So the NZ New Zealand passport, it's all done online. Unless you have to get an emergency one, right? So they go, okay, so you've got to upload your photo, yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. So where we are, there's an Officeworks and they take passport photos. So we were like, cool. So she goes down and she says, I need a passport photo. And the whole thing, when we were reading about it, is passport photos, regardless of the country, are stock standard. Done, right? So she gets the photos taken. I painstakingly do the fucking application, which is a pain in the ass on your phone. We get the photos digital. Everything's all good. I go to attach it and it goes, photo's not big enough. Needs to be X amount of weight, whatever the measurement is. Okay, cool. We try everything to make it slightly bigger. Doesn't work on these fucking digital photos. So she goes back and she gets another one. She goes, this is what it needs to be. And they go, okay, we can alter that here. So they do it. Send the photos again. I go, okay, sweet. I do it. The pixel size isn't big enough. So it won't attach. And I went, fuck this for a joke. Go to Australia Post. Let's just do it. And she goes, okay. So she gets it done. She comes back. She goes, yeah, here's the email. Here's the things. I save everything to my phone. I attach it, pay for it, ship it off. Right? So here's the thing that gets me the most. So if you want an emergency passport for New Zealand, with emergency passports, you got to pay extra. In New Zealand dollars, it's like over $400 for an emergency passport, right? And a normal waiting time passport is it's 206 New Zealand, which I think was 196 Australian. And it says, it's going to take up to 20 business days to send to you, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. We get it all sorted out last Saturday. So 7 days ago. She gets it on Thursday. It turns up 3 business days after.
I
So,
think not many people are trying to get a New Zealand passport.
well, here's the thing. That's what I actually said to her. I said, I'm assuming that not a lot of people in Sydney are needing New Zealand passports, right? So, New Zealand does slightly the dodgy. If you want it in 3 business days, they're going to charge you $400. But if you just do it randomly and you just go take as long as you want, they'll send it to you in 3 business days for $196. So, right? So we get it on the 8th. So sorry, yesterday, not Friday, Thursday. So we get it on the 8th, and the expiry date's the 7th. Like they literally just grabbed it and went, oh, okay, here's the photo, here's everything. Let's just ship it off, register post. So she does all of that. And then what gets me the most and what infuriates me the most is that we have to wait for this whole process to happen, right? They send it in the envelope, and the return address, I think I've told you this, is in the building that I work in, 2
Yeah,
floors
okay.
below me. So, I could have just ducked downstairs for after having a smoko, coming back up, going to the consulate, and picking it up, but no, we still had to wait. But passports are ready to go. Everything's ready to go. Everything's great. Everything's fine. Everything's fantastic. So that was part of this week. The work thing. So I think I told you and I told everybody out there that I hurt my back and my hamstring at the drag gala. And the pain was still there. So I went downstairs to the massage chick downstairs. And an hour later, I walked out feeling like I had been viciously attacked. To the point where my wife went to put a hand on my back that night and went, don't touch me, because it fucking hurt. But having said that, she fixed me up. So that was good. Just been working a lot. With doing the final preparations and the final things that we have to pay for up front for the NZ trip. So we're pretty much done with that. It's just waiting now. And the big things like the hotel and stuff, we're paying when we get there, but the money's already set aside for that. So everything's all great. And trying my best to avoid buying things online, not succeeding.
Well, at least if you can admit you have a problem, that's your first step.
Well, I do have a problem, and the problem is that I'm actually running out of space for the clothes. That's my problem. And that's pretty much it. Just the normal, regular, boring stuff. I mean, as I said earlier, it's Gloria's birthday today. So bought her present this morning. So she knows what she's getting. So enjoy Tom Jones Glow. Which I didn't even know until this morning Tom Jones was coming down for a tour.
Oh, I think I did, but I didn't care.
Tom Jones is great. I took my mum to see him about 27 years ago, and it was one of the best concerts.
Well, I would have been 6, so
Yeah, I
probably
know,
wouldn't
I
have
know,
cared
I
then
know.
either.
You know what? I was actually doing the math of your age in my head as I was saying the sentence. So yeah, we're just gearing up for my big milestone birthday in New Zealand.
Yes.
Milestone. It's a milestone birthday.
Any birthday that you make is a milestone.
Half a century. Yeah. Just to, just try to live my best life.
You're the same age as my dad's wife. 50 this year.
Maybe you should treat me with just a little bit more respect.
Nah, pass.
Fair.
So, pancreas. We done with your week? Finished with your week?
Yeah.
Pancreas. What you got? Who pissed you off? Who made you mad? Is your nose
Everyone.
itchy?
Maybe that's why my nose was getting itchy.
Mm.
It's a sound. It's a sound off thing. I'm just kind of confused. God, people are disappointing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like I'm just going with in general right now.
Mhm.
I was full disclosure, guys, I actually, before we do this episode, before we do any episode, and I'm going to say you're welcome in advance, I always shower before this. Always shower before I do one of these. Even if it's my second shower for the day, I'll always come to you guys clean. And I was standing in the shower this afternoon going, and that's usually my time to think about the pancreas thing, right?
Mhm.
And I'm going, um, everyone and everything. We had Mardi Gras last week. And okay, I'll give you something. So there a lot of sporting codes are trying to do pride events, pride rounds and stuff to show that they're in support of the LGBTQ community. And I enjoy sport. I do. Not that it's a stereotype of my lesbianness or anything like that. Straight girls like sport. Like, you've come to the AFL with us.
Mhm.
You know, I enjoy watching people perform sport. So when I see things like, the AFL's got the Pride round, then there was that debacle with the fucking NRL with their jerseys where fucking homophobic fucking players decided that they didn't want to wear Pride jerseys. So, fuck you, fucking Manly fucking pricks. Anyway, so I was like, oh, okay. And I can't remember the sport now, but they were going to have a Pride round.
Mhm.
A lot of the sports now have female teams who are really like, they're LGBTQ. Like, let's be honest.
Stereotypically.
It's your soccer players, your rugby league players, your AFL players. Like the Matildas are a huge LGBT fill in the blanks team. Very proud of it. We got a non-binary goalkeeper. And all of that. And then you go onto a social media page of theirs where they're advertising it. And then you get the homophobic assholes who are like, don't politicize sport. But apparently the Indigenous round is okay.
Mm.
And I am all for the Indigenous round, and I am not doing this from a racist point of view. What I'm saying is they've got no problem with the Indigenous round, which is technically politicizing, right?
Yep.
But when it comes to the LGBT, when it comes to a Pride round, apparently that's the time it's political. It's okay for the NRL to have the women's round where they're thankful to the women and everyone wears their pink jerseys and stuff. But it's the Manly thing. I was just about to say the NRL are okay, but they're not. But then you get these fucking toss bags on social media who are like, don't politicize sport. Well, you know what? How else do fucking rights happen? How do people's rights happen?
But in saying that though, what they did with the NRL
Oh, that was
it was wrong.
But at the same time, the players doing what they did, that was two wrongs, definitely not making a right.
But people should have a choice. They even if you don't support the LGBTQ,
Yeah.
then if you don't support it, that's fine. That's your beliefs. It's it is a much older generation that don't
Okay.
support it.
So here's my question,
Mhm.
and here is my counterpoint to that. Okay. So the team that we're talking about are maroon and white, right?
Yeah.
The players don't get a choice on the color of jersey.
Well, they do when they sign up for the
No.
team.
Well, but what I'm saying is they don't get a choice of the colors of the team that they're signing up to.
Yeah,
Right?
but the colors just represent their team. They already know what they're signing up for. It's their team.
But can you see what I mean?
I
But
understand. I'm not
but
saying that what they did was correct.
it's
I'm
like
just
with your job, you wear a uniform, right?
most of the time.
Yeah, but okay, what about the job that we did, right? So you wear a uniform,
Mhm.
for lack of a better, for lack of a better. You're not going to not sign up to somebody who is willing to offer you a job just because you've got to wear a uniform. right?
Or
So no, think about it. If somebody, let's just say, and a lot of these players are very, very grateful that they're getting their first start in sport, right? So if that football team offers them a contract and nobody else does, they're not going to turn around and go, well, I don't like the color of their uniform, so I'm not going to sign up. And at the end of the day, when they walk on that field and they perform, they are going to work. They're not going to extend their religious beliefs. They're going to work because they're getting paid to work. So you work in the uniform that your employer provides you, right? That's the counterpoint to what you're saying, which is it doesn't matter the fucking color of the jersey or whatever's on the jersey. At the end of the day, you get paid to do your job on that field. If anybody was politicizing sport, it was those players.
I don't believe that it's politicizing. I think they throw that word out there just to back up their bigotry.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is people choose to say that, like, these fucking idiots turn around and go, because it's a pride round, it's politicizing sport. It's not.
No, it's not.
What
I
it's
don't agree.
saying is, and what Manly were trying to do, and yeah, I completely agree. What they did was incorrect. They probably should have spoken to them and went, you have the choice of not playing that week.
Oh, yeah, like for sure. Like, well, I'm not condoning their beliefs because who the fuck cares what anyone else wants to be?
Hmm.
But if you talk about choice, like I think that you could still have a choice in what you support, but you should probably
But
just
what
shut
they
your mouth.
should have okay, so Manly, for those who don't know, a football team basically turned around and said, we are going to have rainbow markings on our uniform for this round.
It wasn't all players either, I don't think.
No, it wasn't all players, and I will absolutely agree with that, right?
Mm.
But they go, this is what we're actually going to do this year, this round in particular, because we want to show everybody that we're inclusive and that we accept all people and all of that. And 3 specific players turned around and said, well, actually, our religious beliefs say that we do not believe in homosexuality,
Then you don't
and
play.
therefore, then you don't play.
Yes, correct.
So then what happened was, the coach ended up falling on his sword for it and basically lost his job because of it. The club itself ended up having to apologize to the LGBTQIA plus community because of what happened. But at the end of the day, and it almost divided this team because the 2 or 3 main players in the team turned around and went, well, we actually don't have a problem with gay people, and they do, so maybe they should fuck off. What should have happened was those 3 players go, look, we understand what you're trying to do. We get it, but that does not fall into line with what we do. How about we just remove ourselves and you tell everybody that we're injured for the week,
Yeah, that's how they should have handled it.
right? So, yep, the club did do the wrong thing, but at the same time, did they really? Because they were just providing a uniform for their employees for the week.
Yeah, but like you said, they call in sick that week.
Exactly. You're just calling sick that week and you go, you
Mm.
know what? And then they ended up losing anyway. So what fucking difference did it make?
Yeah, Manly is
But
suck
but
anyway.
my biggest problem is all of these people who turn around and go, oh, so you're going to have a pride round. Why bring politics into it? It doesn't bring politics into it. What it does is it teaches understanding. It teaches acceptance. It teaches young kids that just because of who you're attracted to doesn't make any difference on that field,
It does
right?
because we still haven't had an openly gay NRL
Yes, we have.
player come
Yes,
out.
we have.
Yeah, after
No. Ian Roberts came out during.
and you got the shit beaten out of him.
He got homophobic comments and stuff, but he played as an openly gay player.
I didn't think it was for very long though.
It doesn't matter. You said there
How long
wasn't,
was
and there
it?
was. It doesn't matter. It only had to be 1 game, but I think it was just 1 season
Right.
for the Rabbitohs.
1.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Statistically
One.
speaking,
Statistically
there's a
speaking,
lot
there should
more.
be at least 2 in every team.
There's a lot more, I can guarantee
But you know
that.
what? There are,
Yeah.
because I know people who have slept with them.
Yeah.
There are.
For
They
sure.
just won't do it because they believe that it makes them less of a man if they come out. Well, it doesn't. What Ian Roberts did, because Ian Roberts is a tank. He was a tank of a man and a great football player. Did it make him any less vicious on the field? Absolutely not.
Yeah, John Hopewadi sticking his fingers up
Figure
people's
up.
bum.
Apparently, that's fine.
No, that's fine. That's okay. You can do that. It was
That's
in a
okay.
scrum. In a scrum, you could do whatever you want.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, in a scrum, they literally stick their head up each other's asses. You know? But yeah, I've just got a problem with people saying don't politicize sport, but they're doing it.
Yep.
They're bringing the politics in. But these are the same people who we fucking saw because we were down in Expo when the Expo? Yeah, Expo. When the Matildas were playing and stuff, they were the ones in the fucking pub screaming out for the Tillies. Half that team are fucking gay. You know? Having said that, Sam Kerr is not a racist, and I really love Mackenzie Arnold, who is the Minister of Defence. She's the goalkeeper. Love it. And I also got tickets to the State of Oranges for the first one. I'm ramping up. No, I'm ramping up. I'm becoming very political and I'm becoming I'm enjoying my sport again, but I think that's in preparation for the Olympics.
Right.
Because the Olympics are coming up in July.
Correct.
And you know I love me some Olympics.
I'm going to try and love me some Olympics because I used to.
I fucking just love it. Just love it. So yeah. What about you? What about your pancreas? How's it doing? Is it unsettled?
Yeah, like my disappointment is in people, as usual.
Fair.
I work in an industry where you need to be 18 and over to work, and that makes you legally an adult, correct?
Yes.
Not that these people are. And I predominantly work with older males.
Yeah.
Who to this day I don't understand why they draw in the toilets and write things and add to it and have conversations.
Because it's called artistic expression.
No, it's not. Like it is. It's graffiti, is what it is.
It is, but you know what? If it's in the bathroom, it's putting the F back into art. You're welcome. That was my bad joke for the week.
I don't even get it.
Putting the F back into art. Fart.
Oh, fart. Okay, I get it.
Because it's in the bathroom.
So we have.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
It wasn't funny. We have some unisex toilets and some male-female toilets.
Sure.
If you go into the female-only bathrooms, no writing. No one's written anything. Nothing.
Flowers and lounges. Yeah.
No, call me on OnlyFans. Fun times. No, I haven't read that up yet. I have never had a desire to take a pen out of my pocket and write on the wall. Ever. And I do not understand grown men. There was a chart on the wall that had different categories, and someone took a photo and sent it to me. Had different categories of what turned them on, and people would just leave tallies. And it got one, I think one of the categories was tuna. Like it just got really fucking stupid. And then they scrub it off. And then the next week there'll be something new.
Well, men spend a lot of time in the bathroom in a stall. You got to pass the time. Maybe they left their phone. I'm not actually making excuses. I'm just trying to think of it.
This is on the wall where they piss at. So, you know, like the urinals.
Because they think it's funny.
But
it's not. We know it's not, but they think it's funny.
Fucking childish.
Yeah.
And I'm over it. Especially when they name people. Don't like that.
No. For a good time call.
Yeah. But like there has been stuff written about me. I found it funny. I wasn't butthurt about it. It was actually about butts. It was Haley cleans. It was either someone had wrote Haley cleans and then someone had added buttholes. And then so I got it sent to me. So I posted it. And I was like,
That's funny.
oh, I have a really good clean butthole, apparently. Or I clean buttholes if anyone's
Nice.
interested.
Proud moments.
Yeah, proud moments.
Yeah.
So like I didn't take offense to it, but it's just like, oh, like it's mainly because I feel sorry for you, like you're a child. Like
Yeah.
I even in high school, I wasn't a desk drawer. I think like the extent would be to say, you know how you had like a crack in the laminate and then you'd use your pen and just like draw in that section of the table. That's the extent of my graffiti. I never got the penises, like men drawing penises everywhere. I don't get it.
I don't know how to answer that, but you're right. It's juvenile.
Hmm.
But we already know that the male population of this country and the world are immature. The only
Not an
mature man
excuse.
is a gay man.
Not an excuse, I feel. Like I feel like we need to
Um,
stop making that excuse for men.
that they're juvenile.
That they're
It's not an
immature.
excuse if it's true. Well, they are immature.
But they
It's
should
the only way you
be.
can explain it away. Well, no, but it's because they weren't raised correctly. They weren't raised correctly. These are the same ones. Also, okay, here, let me tell you a story.
Mm.
I know I'm totally shitting over your part, but the men treating like don't
I'm
do
used
things
to
for
it. It's been 3 seasons.
yeah, no, fair call. So I was outside on the in the courtyard having a cigarette last night, right? Yesterday was the International Women's Day.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm standing there and I had a moment where I went, God, did I just hear that? And I heard this very clear whistle, like someone whistling. And it was a little bit quiet. And I'm like, oh, someone's walking down the main drag having a whistle. And I see this young girl. And so she's almost directly across the road from me. She can't see that I'm there because, I was kind of standing back stalkerish, like in the
Hmm.
shadows. And then I see this
Your
old
telescope.
guy. Yeah. So I see this old guy, maybe 60, 65 years old, right? Wearing his stubbies and his wife beater. He's got his head shaved, pair of shoes on, no socks, all dark colors. So if anybody who's in the police force listening to this, here's the description. The girl is maybe 20, 22. He starts having a go at her. He's about 30 meters away and he starts yelling at her as he's walking fast and she's just kind of walking, holding a backpack, ignoring him, right? So I'm watching this whole thing going like, I'm ready to go down there and fucking start World War III if anything happens.
Mm.
And it turns out, I think he's her father, right? Because he comes up to her, gets right in her face, starts yelling at her and starts pushing her. And she just stood there and took it instead of like trying to do a runner. So she obviously knew him, right? And at that point, I've kind of done a hey type thing, and they didn't hear me because it's a main road. So I'm watching again, and I've got my phone in my hand with the 2 zeros hit, waiting for the third one. I know I could have just hit the emergency button, but whatever. And I
The
had it all
dramatic
ready.
effects for this story.
Yeah, I had it all ready to go. And then he's pushing her, like pushes in the shoulder because she's turned around to say something to him. He's pushed her in the shoulder and she's turned around and kept walking. And then there's a couple of side streets and I'm watching this whole thing go. And she would stop to check to see if there are any cars coming. And then she'd start, and then he'd get in front of her and then like turn around to face her and would walk backwards while he's yelling at her. And then she must say something to him and then he pushes her again. And I'm like, this is happening on internet. This is how a grown man is treating a woman that he knows.
Well, that you think he knows. You don't know the context.
No, they knew each other because if they didn't, she would have done a runner. She's on a fucking main road. And then what happened was 2 side streets down, he's still having a go at her. He turns the corner. This is how I knew everything was going to be okay. He turns the corner. She follows him around the corner. So she knows him.
Yeah, but I think you've just watched someone like human traffic someone and just let it happen.
No, because he would have been like fucking dragging her and she would have been yelling back. She wasn't yelling back. She was just like, I think she was just kind of like, whatever.
Maybe she has Stockholm syndrome. You don't know.
If she had Stockholm syndrome, she would never have walked away from him in the first place.
Maybe she was just gone to the shops. This is her only chance, and she was trying to get your attention,
You're full of
and you just
shit.
fucking ignored her.
You're so full of shit. No, I had everything ready to go just in cases, but like, this is how grown men treat people. So if they treat people this way, of course they're going to treat property that way. They don't care because there's no consequence for them. They're not told to clean it up,
Nope.
right? These grown men are not taught to apologize to women. You know why? Because people like this, that's how they treat their fucking mothers, right? That's how they treat their grandmothers. That's how they treat their sisters. That's how they treat their wives, their daughters, like all of that. There's no repercussion for them. So if they're willing to, as I said, if they're willing to do that to people, they don't give a shit about a toilet wall. They just do whatever they want. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Again, with your TED Talk.
Yeah, so please continue. Writing stuff about your asshole on the walls.
Oh, and I want to go into another one because this
Sure.
one really pissed me off.
Mhm.
Have you driven past Macca's lately?
Anytime I get in the car because Macca's just up the road. Yeah.
Loose change meals. Have you seen that banner?
Dude, if you've got to pay more than $5, that's not loose change.
$8.95 for a fucking loose change meal? But
That's not loose change.
that's not loose change. That's not. I can't find $8.95 in my lounge. I can't find $8.95 in my bag at the bottom of the bag. What
That's
the
a
hell?
$10 note. That's a $10 note with change.
That's not.
The
Fucking
loose
fuck
change is what you
you.
get for the loose change. See, the loose change is what you get from paying for the meal.
So it should be $1.05 loose change meals.
100%.
The fuck, McDonald's? You fucking inflation whores.
I was reading an article the other day about the company Five Guys,
Yeah.
right? So over in the States, they're actually charging quite a bit for their meals now, which is okay. But a critic, when it first opened down here, a critic took the family so they could review it for it was 5 burger meals. So drink, milkshake, chips, blah, blah, blah. For 5 people, cost $200. $40 per person at a fucking takeaway place.
Yeah, it's a
That's
lot.
insane. And the burgers aren't that great.
Is that the Mark Wahlberger one? Is that the...
No, that's Wahlburgers.
Oh.
They're still expensive too. I'm sorry. It's some fucking bread, a piece of fucking stale old brown lettuce, a bloody piece of meat, and a piece of tomato, and some fucking ketchup, and a piece of cheese. I'm sorry, but that whole combo together, when you buy it in bulk, is probably only about $7, right? Not even.
No.
And then they've got the high to charge $25 for a burger with no accompaniment.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of money. Mark Wahlberg and Donnie Wahlberg don't need enough money. Don't need money. Apparently, there's like 2 or 3 Wahlburgers here now. There's one at Circular Quay, right? And there's one at Manly, I think. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm guilty of doing this in the past as well, right? Suckers fucking go in there because they are literally buying the name.
Yeah.
You're not going to see the fucking Wahlbergs if you go to the fucking Wahlburgers at Circular Quay. You're only going to see them on the day it opened. You got a better chance of seeing Donnie Wahlberg on a fucking over 40s cruise, like with fucking New Kids on the Block.
He's my favorite. I love Danny Wahlberg.
Really?
And I love him in Blue Bloods with Tom
I thought
Selleck.
in New Kids on the Block, I thought I thought Jordan was the best. He was the only one who could actually really sing.
Mm.
And then when I saw Danny was like pumping weights and like having muscles and stuff, I kind of went to Danny for a little bit.
Mm.
Who knew we were all sleeping on John? John's the homo.
Statistically, one of them had to be a homo.
Right?
So anyway, $8.95, not loose change. I don't know who you're talking about, Mac is. Fuck off. I'm actually like we haven't had the only takeaway that we've had is we bought sushi. Bit of sushi. Because we're trying to be healthy, we're also not trying to spend a lot of money. But also I keep trying to convince my husband that yes, you might feel like takeaway, which he doesn't, but I'm like, yes, you will. As soon as you eat it, you're gonna feel like fucking shit because you've been eating healthy. don't do it. Just leave it out. And if you want to do it, just grab a cheeseburger. Just a little introduction to. Otherwise, yeah, it's just going to run straight through you. And that just says how bad takeaway is for you anyway.
Yeah, but it's cardboard with ketchup. But you know what? I'll have a cheeseburger every now and then because they're small enough for me to eat.
Yeah, and I have, but ours is a bit different because we have to eat when we have to eat. And if that's the only thing that's open, that's my only option. But I've
Okay.
been really good with the meal prepping anyway, so I haven't really needed to.
Falling back on
Um,
the meal prep a little bit.
well, I've actually been grabbing the little frozen meals from Aldi.
You know what's really good? And I actually read that it's really good for helping with weight loss. You know the frozen dumplings you can buy from like Woolworths and Coles
Yeah,
and Aldi and stuff?
I've got them too.
Man, soon as I figured out how to cook them in a fucking frying pan, them and some fucking fountain plum sauce. Oh,
Also the Aldi have these quesadillas. They're frozen. They're in
mhm.
the frozen section. And there's 2 in a packet. I'm good with 1. They cost like, I don't know, $5. There's like what,
Oh,
$2.50 each. Just
mm,
pop it in the oven,
nice,
cook.
nice,
Nice.
nice.
Um, yeah. So season 16. I know you're not caught up. Do you have any idea of any of them?
Dawn. Dawn.
Dawn. Um, I
Isn't there a
just
Q in there somewhere?
yeah, it's Q. There's a Tsunami Muse, a mandatory meeting.
Oh, mandatory reading. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Morphine, Love, Dion, Saphira Cristal, Mirage, Dawn.
Yep. Dawn.
Hershey Liqueur Jeté, Cornbread's sister.
Wee wee. Yep.
Plasma, Geneva Carr, Plain Jane. And then I stopped writing names because I got over them. But okay, so I tried to watch the first 2 episodes, I think 3 times. And then today I sat down and I watched probably the first 4 episodes, just one after the other, and I was more into it because I could watch the 4 episodes.
So when I actually have time to do it, you're saying that I'm in?
I think so. There's a little bit of drama, a little bit of bitchy queens, mainly what's her name?
Plain Jane?
Plain Jane, which I kind of like. I don't
You need
know.
a little bit of spice every now and
She
then. Otherwise, it just
goes
becomes blah.
she's her background's Russian. And Russian are notably very
Very
harsh
direct.
and very
Very, yeah.
direct. Yes.
Yeah.
And she,
If you're fat, you're fat. You're not round. Yeah.
a couple of episodes in, she goes into like her family. They grew up in Russia, I believe, or they came from Russia. So, like, drag queen and being gay was never a thing. And, um, he went into talking about how his dad took his Barbie dolls away because they were for faggots or something. So, you kind of get where he's coming from. Like, he's not coming from a place of malice. It's just he's so critical.
Yeah. But at the same time, do two wrongs make a right? You've been living in the country long enough to know that you shouldn't really be saying things like that.
But he's not. Oh no, that was his dad, not him.
Yeah. No. I
Yeah.
know. But
No,
like
so
doing what
like
he's doing,
it's not
doing,
he's not well, I don't know what they identify as, she or he. So I go with she because it's plain Jane. She isn't saying anything incorrect. She's just saying stuff that, she's not a judge, so shush. And I think it's her perception of I'm trying to help as opposed to
I'm fucking with your head.
as well, it's more like unsolicited advice. Like no one asked for
Right.
the advice. I think it could be seen from both perspectives. And also, we're in season 16 now, so you got to kind of do something to stand out. Even if you're not going to win, you got to kind of be the trait of the season. You got to kind of be the shady one of the season. Like
Yeah. You've got to have a label. Yeah.
you got to have a label. And she already knows. She's already said multiple times, I know I'm going to get red for filth when this comes out. Like, and she's starting to filter a bit more.
Right.
But it's probably a couple episodes a bit too late. Look, I kind of like her. She's growing on me.
We love a redemption.
Love a little underdog story.
Mm.
I'm not really a fan of oh crap. There's an Asian one. She came in with bananas on.
Oh, yeah, I know the one. Yeah, I wasn't really a fan from episode 1. I've only seen 2 episodes, but I wasn't a fan right from the get-go.
Yeah. But
Um,
she's good. So that's an issue. Although the first 2 episodes, Love Connie was on, and I fucking love Connie.
oh,
Love
fucking love
Connie.
Connie. Love Connie.
So funny.
Yep.
They both had photo shoot mini challenges, first episode. So they have the Raider Queen result, like the Raider Queen for the
Yeah, I
first 2
remember that.
episodes.
Yeah.
So, Plain Jane and Safira Cristal, I believe, won
Weren't they low scoring the better ones?
low scoring the better ones. Well, Plain Jane said that she was.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else did, but I would too.
Yeah, same.
Like, why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
It's like in All Stars, you vote out the strong ones so you can just fucking just get it done. Like,
Correct. So I kind of don't mind the Raider Queen, the little immunity, because sometimes you have a bad week. Do
yeah.
you deserve to go just because the producers have decided that it's your time to go? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think a mandatory meeting was kind of verging on the Jinx Monsoon of the season, like bullied.
Yeah, possibly.
But that didn't last very long. You'll
But look at Jinx now.
look at her now.
She's going back to Broadway.
Exciting.
Yeah. I think she's going back to the Chicago role again. I think she's doing Mama Morton again.
So I will make an effort this week because this is what this podcast is about, to catch up.
I will make an effort. I will try. I'm nearly finished. Once we're done, I'm going to have so much more time. Like the only TV watching I can do is like little bits and pieces here, and on Binge there's a pop-up channel. I don't think it's pop-up, I think it's an actual channel now. It's a quiz channel. So it's all game shows. So when I need 20 minutes to just kind of like go, I'll watch a game show. I know that I'm going to be late to the party. Please do not judge me. I've just discovered Taskmaster,
I have been trying to tell you about Taskmaster for the
the
fucking
UK one though.
yeah, with Greg Davies. Fucking love
Greg
Greg
Davies is
Davies.
fucking best, and I'm in the season, whatever it is that Joe Brand's in, and Rose Matafeo.
Be like the 3rd or 4th season, right?
Oh, I don't care. I've been pissing myself laughing. That show is fucking great.
It's a great show. There's 16, 15 seasons of that.
Really?
Yeah. I think another season just dropped. There's also a podcast that I listen to. One of the guys who won it, he runs it. That's also quite good because he gets the comedians on. And yeah, great show. Fucking love show.
I'm laughing my ass
The
off.
Australian one you would like because it has Julia
Morris.
Morris in it,
Yeah.
and she's
I got
actually
a
I didn't
problem with
hate
the
her.
host though. I know who the host is.
Oh,
The-
Tom.
Yeah, I don't like him. Tom Gleeson, whatever it is.
They're not really in it that much, to be honest.
I don't like him though. But there's a New Zealand one as well.
New Zealand one's hilarious. Fucking love the New Zealand one.
I'm actually going to, once everything gets all sorted out and I get caught up with everything, I'm going to just binge watch the fuck out of Taskmaster for the rest of my life. I loved it. It was, yeah, but you know, I've got priorities, man.
I said Greg Davies, and that should have been, yeah, I mean,
Should have been, because you know, I love him.
because you watched The Cleaner, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, on that note.
Oh, RuPaul's Drag Race season 16.
Yeah, nah, don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
Next week. Let's
We
wrap
have
this shit
moments,
up.
yeah. Yeah, UK versus the world is great. Go Hanaconda.
I don't know anything. I'm not caught up.
Okay, I still think that the Thai one or whatever she is going to win.
Filipino or Thai?
Filipino.
Okay.
I think we had this last time.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So next week, what do you want to talk about? Which show do you want to talk about?
UK versus the world.
Do UK versus the world? We can do that.
I do want to do UK versus the world. Also very interested to See, I'm actually really looking forward to season 4 of Down Under
When does it
because
start?
it usually starts around what would have been Expo time, so like
They
what,
haven't
August,
they
September,
haven't
October,
released
something
it.
like that.
Okay.
But here's the thing. So the rumored cast came out, and
Mhm.
I hope this is so true because the one of the biggest rumors is Lazy Susan.
Yeah, you told me that.
I know, but I'm telling them,
You
our
told us that
our
last week.
our 5s to 10s of viewers and listeners, I'm telling Lazy Susan, and if Lazy Susan's on it, get behind her and fucking vote her. I want Lazy Susan to win. I am saying it right now.
I think it's a voting show.
No, so what happens is they film who could possibly win, and then I think RuPaul actually does look at the hashtag blah blah blahs because they tell you if your team blah blah blah, don't forget to hashtag them or whatever the social media sayings are and stuff. So like, yeah, everyone get your socials at the ready for hashtag Lazy Susan.
Yeah.
I don't care if she turns out to be the biggest fucking flop of the season. Lazy Susan. Lazy Susan's great. Lazy Susan's podcast is good too. Death to Everyone. Very, very good.
All right.
So
Wrap it up.
yeah, like we're not, it's not always going to be all drag. We're going to talk about other stuff too. And we've gone political
We
today.
always go political. Always get
We
the TED
sometimes
Talk
go
in there.
political. Oh yeah, but you know what? Like, where else am I going to preach?
Mm.
Except on my podcast. Our podcast. But
What
like
podcast?
my platform. I'm standing on my platform. Your platform's on the other side of the screen. I'm standing on my platform doing my political shit because you know what? I'm actually getting very, very sick and tired of people just not being able to know how to treat people.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hate
You
people.
know, it's just like everybody's got their little place in the world. Just respect that person's little place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if it's a meter square, like your piece of fucking Scotland, like, because remember
Shit
you
on my fucking Scotland.
I'm
How
saying,
dare
I'm
you?
saying, no, not shitting on it, but what I'm saying is, even if it's just a 1 by 1 square meter piece of land, right? That's your spot. And somebody else, like, just respect it that it's somebody else's spot and just leave them alone and let them be.
I'm gonna visit her
Like,
next year.
God,
Stand
I
in it.
hope you do. Can you stand in and take photos,
Oh yeah,
please?
for sure.
Yeah, can you show us the view from the right-hand corner?
Take a dump right on my spot.
Well, it's fertilizer, so you'll have the green grass of Scotland instead of Ireland. But yeah, it infuriates me that people just don't know how to treat other people. What infuriates me more is that people do know how to treat other people and choose not to.
Because they weren't
For
raised right.
yeah, but even people who are raised right still treat people wrong, and that's just not right, man. So I'm kind of just like I think I feel like I'm f- fighting battles for everybody that I like. People I don't like, they can fend for themselves, but you do you, boo. You got your moment in your little fucking 1 by 1 meter. That's great. Don't annoy me. I'll leave you alone, type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, next week, what we're just going to talk whatever.
UK versus the
Yeah.
world.
UK versus the world. Yes.
World.
Also on a side note, Danny Beard has just taken a job as a morning radio host on BBC One radio.
Oh.
Yeah. People out there kicking goals. And like I'm very so the company that I work for are actually having a diversity day because there was a problem with communications and funding. We couldn't do a Mardi Gras day, but we're doing a diversity day. And I made a suggestion for one of the door prizes, and God, I hope I win it because they went with it.
Mm.
It's 2 tickets to Snatch Game Live. So I hope I win it. because I'm sorry, but have you seen the Vivian on social media lately?
No.
Buff as shit. Buff.
No.
Like toned down, got the pecs going, got a little bit of a six pack going. The Viv. And the reason why I'm doing all of that is because the Vivian's actually going to be in Snatch Game Live.
Assume so.
Yeah. And the other reason why I want to win it is so is Ben de la Creme.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Viv's doing Trump and Ben de la Creme's doing Maggie Smith. Bag of Chips is doing Margaret Thatcher. Kennedy Davenport's doing Little Richard. Kennedy Davenport as well. Like, pretty grouse. So, yeah. Yeah. Awkward pause because I lost my train of thought.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up? Okay. So, yep. That's the show for the week. Like it or lump it. If you don't like it, you can tell us. We won't care. If you do like it, 5 stars on the podcasting platforms. Nice little note. If you want to send us a message at what is it? DMs? Drag Me Out Official on Insta. We also are on TikTok. And I've said TikTok because I believe we should be flogging that too. On YouTube, as I said earlier, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, hit the bell for notification. We would really like to get over 50. I think we're on 50. So we would like to get more than 50, please. If you want to become the 51st, well done you. As it currently stands, we have the same amount of subscribers on YouTube as the year that I'm about to celebrate a birth of. Yeah, so I'd like to have more than my age, please. Yeah. Is there anything that you want to say? Have I missed anything?
I don't think so.
No. Anything you want to say?
Jackie Lambie underrated. Just saying.
100%. 100%. Do you remember her in the jungle?
Yeah, great.
She was
Love that.
fucking gold. She gets fucking whacked in the head by a rock. Bitch gets knocked out, still gets up. Like, Jackie
Underrated.
Lambie.
That's it. That's all I want
Yeah,
to
I
say.
mean, she's controversial, but at the same time, she's a champ. And I
Love
would
her.
incidentally like to say that I'm actually quite looking forward to the new season of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
When does that drop?
End of the month, like the 27th of March or something.
Oh, excited. I mean,
I know, right? I think, no, actually, I think it drops Easter long weekend or the weekend before.
that
Easter
is the
long weekends.
27th.
Okay, then that may very well be it.
Okay.
Yeah, so happy birthday, Gloria. I love you very much. You're a great mum. And you know what? Everybody, just let everybody be who they want to be. If you want to be gay, be gay. If you want to be fucking purple with pink polka dots, be purple with pink polka dots. But you know what? Don't stop somebody else from doing it.
Don't
And we will
rain
see
on
you
someone
all.
else's parade.
Exactly right. And we will see you all next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Mwah. Ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, ba-ba, 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 ba-ba.